Our top story tonight, a community in shock after investigators say a stolen truck incident led them to a double homicide in Bryan County.
And the sheriff's office says 2 people were found dead inside their homes. The suspect in the case later took his own life. Now again, the sheriffs say it started yesterday afternoon when a man in Neville's shop to help someone who'd run out of gas. Investigators say that's when a Good Samaritan went to get a gas can. The man, identified as Anthony Forney, stole his truck and drove off. The truck's owner called 911 and was able to track the vehicle using GPS, eventually leading them to the Ash Branch Church Road in Bryan County.
When officers arrived, they saw Forney leaving a driveway in a different car, and another pursuit began. Deputies say the car suddenly swerved, ran into a ditch, and flipped over. When officers approached the car, they found Forney had shot himself while behind the wheel. While that was happening, other deputies went to the home he had just left. Inside, investigators found Kenneth and Rhonda Lanier dead from gunshot wounds. The Bryan County Sheriff's Office says the investigation is ongoing.
WSAV's Isabella Baez on the ground right now in Bryan County working to learn more about the case. She's going to have the newest information from sheriffs coming up on News 3 at 10 and 11. And it's a developing story in the Low Country now as the Jasper County Sheriff's Office investigating after human remains were found. Deputies say the discovery happened Saturday near Gilmania Road and West Frontage Road. According to investigators, the property owner was managing a brush fire when they found the remains and called authorities. Officials say those remains may have been on the property for some time, and people in the area may notice an increased law enforcement presence while the investigation continues. Authorities say there is no threat to the public.
Developing now, Savannah police are asking for the public's help identifying this man connected to a burglary investigation. Take a look at these photos. Detectives say the incident happened February 25th in the 8000 block of Abercorn Street. If you recognize the person, you are asked to call Crime Stoppers at 912-234-2020. The Hampton County Sheriff is taking questions directly from the community tonight. Sheriff Anthony Russell is hosting a community meeting at the Estill Fire Station to address public concerns about crime in the area. The meeting comes after a series of violent incidents earlier this year that have left many residents worried. In a recent press conference, Sheriff Russell spoke about the uptick in violent crime and the impact it is having on the community. Since then, investigators have responded to several more incidents, including a fatal shooting that led to the arrest of a 17-year-old. WSAV's Danielle Cobb will be at tonight's meeting and will have the latest details coming up tonight at 11.
The nation's top law enforcement official in coastal Georgia today, U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi visited Brunswick not to talk about the Epstein files or war, but instead came to congratulate a new class of federal agents graduating from the ATF Special Agent Training Program. WSV's Jillian Coles was there.
Today, Pamela Bondi spoke to 22 ATF graduates, sending them off into their careers to fight violent crime across the nation. Reducing violence involving explosives, arson, and alcohol. That's what agents here at FLETC, or the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center, have trained for over the past 7 months, learning the foundational laws ATF protects, like the Gun Control Act.
Whether we go into the machine guns or how firearms are trafficked, all the way building into how firearms relate to arson under the National Firearms Act, or how it relates to explosives, and everything builds off that one core concept.
ATF agents are some of the only federal agents to have such an intensive explosive training. While U.S. Attorney General Pamela Bondi has been under fire for her handling of the Epstein files and speculation about her future in the Trump administration, she only took a few questions at the event, with her focus on the agents and their sacrifices.
You know, right now, of course, we're focused on a lot of international matters and keeping our world safe and keeping our country safe, but that's what these agents who were just sworn in are going to do. You know, they're going to be fighting cartels, they're getting illegal guns off the street, they're getting illegal ammo off the street.
Bondi says they're incredibly valuable to the federal system and state prosecutors in America.
Through your work, your character, and your service, I'm confident that you'll help write the next chapter in the history of ATF. This is a tremendous responsibility, but based on what I've seen here today, I know you're all more than ready to meet that challenge.
The newly graduated agents will now be assigned to ATF field divisions across the country to take on their duties and responsibilities protecting federal laws and regulations. Reporting in Glenn County, Jillian Coles, WSAV News 3, on your side.
As the election season continues to heat up, one Republican candidate for Georgia's U.S. Senate seat made a stop in Savannah today to hear directly from local veterans. Congressman Mike Collins held a veterans roundtable at VFW Post 660. His first stop of his Veterans for Mike statewide tour. Collins thanked veterans for their service and opened the floor for discussion about issues affecting those who served. He tells WSAV he is focusing on health care and how lawmakers in Washington are working to address rising costs among veterans.
It's health care issues, it's affordability, it's access to care actually. And we have a number of bills that are sitting in Congress right now to address those, to make sure that they can have more community access to local doctors, to make sure that they can cross over state lines, to make sure that we're putting investments into the VA that will allow them to have the care and to address what their needs are.
Collins is one of several Republicans running for the seat currently held by Democratic Senator Jon Ossoff. He's expected to face Buddy Carter and Derek Dooley in the Republican primary set for May 19th.
With Savannah St. Patrick's Day Parade just a few days away, city leaders making their final preparations for what is expected to be one of the largest celebrations in the entire country. WSAV's Genevieve Lund has more on what you should know before the crowds arrive.
City leaders say hundreds of thousands of people are expected to flood downtown Savannah for the St. Patrick's Parade and weekend festivities. During today's briefing, officials shared some final reminders about parking, road closures, and new safety measures residents should know before crowds arrive. Officials say preparation for the parade takes months of planning and coordination between multiple local and state agencies. This year, the city is expanding security measures with 4 times as many water barricades along the parade route to prevent vehicles from entering restricted areas. Leaders also say parking downtown will be limited, and they are strongly encouraging people to park in city garages, which will have a $25 flat rate on parade day. Road closures will begin as early as 6 a.m. Friday in entertainment areas like City Market and River Street as crowds begin arriving ahead of the parade. Public transit will also move people around the city, with Chatham Area Transit offering free rides on St. Patrick's Day thanks to sponsorship from the city.
Our number one goal for St. Patrick's Day is that people are safe. We want people to be safe because when they're safe, they'll have a better chance of having a lot of fun, which is the purpose of St. Patrick's Day. You want to make a plan and stick to it. You want to be kind, you want to be clean, and you have to wear green.
Officials also want to remind residents that parade chairs and personal items cannot be set up along the route until 5 p.m. the day before the parade, and anything placed early may be removed by the city. Genevieve Lund, WSAV News 3, on your side.
And Savannah celebrated its Irish heritage last night with the annual Celtic Cross ceremony. The event honors the city's Irish past, present, and future. After Mass at the Cathedral of St. John the Baptist, participants marched to Emmett Park, laid a wreath at the Celtic Cross, and paid tribute to those who came before. This year's Grand Marshal Marty Hogan tells WSAV it is all about keeping the true meaning of St. Patrick's Day alive in Savannah.
The ceremony is more or less, it's also like sanctifying yourself, like to know the purification of oneself, and just remember that, you know, we need to put the saint back into St. Patrick.
Hogan and his team will continue leading events through March 17th. We have everything that you need to know for St. Patrick's Day and the events leading up to the big day all in one place. Visit WSAV.com/St. Pat's.
Now, Time Saver Traffic, sponsored by Arrowhead Clinic, the accident doctors, where it pays to get well.
Well, on and off throughout our afternoon commute, heavier volume is causing some issues for us at times, but overall the drive times are starting to improve, heading out of the city, taking just about an hour to get from downtown to Hilton Head right now. Weather-wise, we're in store for a couple of very warm days, along with some showers and storms. Higher rain chances move in for us on Thursday, and that will cool us off a bit for Friday, at least for a brief period of time. We'll talk all about the forecast details locally coming up in just a few moments.